Hey, this is Justin. It is Monday morning. It's July 15th, 2024. This is a walk and talk, getting the day started in a way that potentially gets the best ideas and best thoughts out there as quickly as possible. What my goal is to get out and get onto a walk as fast as possible every single morning before the crazy ideas start to take over, before the cycling starts to take over. So I'm getting ahead of what's actually getting created. So this one here is getting recorded in the morning. I will publish it a little bit later on a somewhat regular schedule. Because I am home with some good internet connection, have the ability to do a lot of the active recording on StreamYard in the morning. When I'm not at home, I record onto Dropbox and then upload the videos later. Those are people who are interested in doing some mass recordings and doing some a lot of videos and want to post quite a bit, break up into the clips. Some people have been asking about that, what it takes to actually break up into the clips. So do those things on StreamYard. The nice thing about it is, one, it can get scheduled as a live, so the whole video gets posted live in the moment. The other thing is, if I want to use Opus Clips, which is one of my favorite tools right now, to start breaking down into some of the smaller clips, it is a direct shot. You just have to pull the link there to start moving stuff into the Opus Clips. Now, you can do the same thing with Dropbox. That works just as easily, but with Dropbox, it's not shared any place as with the main videos. That's the nice advantage of working with advantage of working with Dropbox to start the conversation up, as opposed to going to StreamYard to start the conversation. So different ways to be able to get these in. I was doing a lot with Loom. The challenge with Loom is, one, the video's got to get downloaded, and number two, I haven't had a lot of success. I haven't had some success when I don't have a great internet connection with Loom and getting those uploaded quickly enough, and then getting the AI to start to take over around the video. So my main sources right now for recording are Dropbox and StreamYard. With going live and then taking some of the stuff someplace else. So now I am reading Cal Newport's book, Slow Productivity, right now, which talks about kind of the antithesis of the hustle culture, getting more done, being present, doing less, doing higher volumes of less, or doing more focused activities around around less, and then having the opportunity to have break time. So how I've set it up for myself inside of my workflowy, I have 3 projects that I am actively working on at any time. That doesn't mean I'm actively working on only 3 projects at a time, but I'm only working on 3 projects now that we're starting to go through to manage. Then once those things get finished, then we move some of the other pieces in, and we can start to readjust as other priorities start to come in. So my wife came to me, we have a problem with our air conditioning. So she's like, we gotta take care of our air conditioning. Well, that goes higher on the list, and that was something that was like in our backlog. It goes higher on the list of things that we need to start to address today, because that is something that is urgent. So if we look at the Eisenhower matrix setup, there's things that are urgent, there's things that are important, there's things that are urgent and important, there's things that are not urgent, and there's that are not important. So that is an important one, because it does impact the family, and it impacts the family immediately. But it's something that we'll work through. We'll work through today, and I'll put in there, and that's going to, to get the process started, we got to put in a ticket with the building to see what it takes to actually get the air conditioning fixed, and to get that started, and get us moving forward and moving through it in the right way. Okay, so what else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about audio journaling. It's something else that's been on my mind. It's something that I've been actively doing in some different form for the last 10 to 12 years, and wanted to support other people who are interested in starting to do some audio journaling. I'm not sure what that looks like. It might be during some of the live streams. It might be It might be some sort of asynchronous support structure, but want to give people the opportunity to be able to, one, do audio journaling, and then also be able to, or video journaling is another option. But the most important thing is being able to do journaling when we can do our best thinking while we're actually going on a walk, as opposed to having to sit down and be focused. And I'm wondering, listening to a podcast yesterday, thinking about the muse, and wondering if there is something about the muse starting to attack when we are, attack is the wrong term, but starting to present itself when we are sitting down at the place. And I think um, the most important thing, or an important thing, is to set up the right rituals for the work that we're doing. For myself, I have a stylus out when I was like, all right, I'm doing focused work right now. I'm not doing mindless scrolling. I'm doing focused work. I am moving towards an objective. I'm moving towards a goal right here. And I think it's important to start to signal like, hey, this is a time when we're actually doing live work in the moment. And that was it. I think that is um, I think that's the way. And I also set a timer for 25 minutes when I am doing that type of work, meaning like, boop, this is a work session. We get credit for this. This is some focus time. We're working on one of our key projects here. And so signaling this is important to me in the moment. So that means it's important to work through and to move through. So it is 3 projects at a time. We also have a pen for the stuff that's like, oh, hey, we got to get this moved in pretty. Excuse me. We got to get this moved in. Good morning. We got the holding pen for stuff that we've got to move in pretty quickly to get moved up, and then we've got our backlog of projects of stuff that we've got to work through. Yeah, we got a backlog of stuff that we've got to work through each day. So that is, what else do I want to say about that? Is, yep. So it's backlog, pen, and then the active projects that we're working on. And the backlog can just be an ever-running list of things that we want to work on. I think there's probably some time to start to do some of the backlog grooming, which is taking a look at it and seeing where we want to start to move other things through. So I like the idea of slow productivity. The goal is to only have a couple of things at a time that are present in the mind as we're starting to work through those things, and not have things that we can't directly influence. And those are the things that are typically in the worry space. How we kind of go through the worry space stuff is, one, put our head down and do some work. Number 2, work on some of the emotional aspects, and raising our vibration around some of the emotional work that we want to do. Those are the options for stuff that's inside the worry space, and then working in other places. I also think we'll get to a place where agents can start to guide us around, here's the projects that we are working on. I'm thinking about doing an evening exit report, which is, here's the 3 things that we want to focus on tomorrow that are important. Like, here's kind of the overall context of it. Like, my wife asked me to do something that's like, that goes to the top of the list of things that we've got to work on, and or not necessarily the top of the list, but it goes higher up in the list for things that we've got to work on and we've got to work through. So we'll give a list of the projects that we're working on, and then maybe a report that summarizes the details of the things that we've been asked to do and to work on and move through, so they get some confidence that stuff's happening, and stuff's happening in a decent in a decent order and in a decent at a decent pace. And I like that, starting to put some reports through for some of the stuff that some of the emails of some of the reports through for stuff that we want to create. I think I want to stop here in a minute and create an audio summary for my wife of here's what got done, and here is what is about to get done. And here's kind of the next set of actions that we need to work on over the next over the next set of actions that we need to start to work on over the next couple of weeks to you say hello. All right. All right, so thanks so much for listening and have an amazing day.